Yes, apart from the ADB. Okay, apart from the ADB, we have what's it, Synapse, which is the another service that is ADF, ADB, and the Synapse. And then we also have many more services such as Azure Machine Learning. Okay, then we have the Fabric. Okay, then we have the Fabric, and even we have the Azure Open AI. These are all the services. Many more are there, but these are some of the, that is nothing but services we have it, guys, which I'm listing out. Where apart from this, when it comes to this, guys, the whole process. So from where does this comes here? Where does the process starts? The process starts from gathering of the data. So guys, data is nothing but what? As you know, information. Data is nothing but what? Information. So we get the information from what? From various sources of information. So yesterday already we have seen what are the sources. Yes, guys, what are the sources we can see? We can say we can get it from the social networking sites. Social networking sites. We can also get the data from the, that is nothing but banking applications. Okay, banking applications, social networking sites. Then it can be human generated data. Or else it can also be the machine generated data. Human generated data, machine generated data. Then apart from this, we can also have what's it? Human generated data, machine generated data. Then we can get the data from the live streaming process. Many sources, guys, many more sources. Okay, these are some of the sources. So all these sources of data, okay, guys, all these sources of data, generates what? Generates the data. So what is this data? The data is basically big data. The data is what? It is called as a big data. It is called as the big data, guys. It is called as the big data. So guys, what do you mean big data? Big data is nothing but massive amount of data is referred as the big data, guys. Massive amount of data is referred as big data. Now, the big data is classified into how many categories, guys? Everyone, please respond. 3 categories. What are those, everyone?
Unstructured, structure, and
Yes, structured data. And then we have the semi-structured data. And then we have the unstructured data. We have what's that? Structured, semi-structured, and unstructured. These are the 3 different formats of data. We can have it always. So what is structured? So as you know, the structured is nothing but basically the data which is kept in the form of a table. That is the data which is kept in the form of proper rows and columns. Okay, guys. And then we have what is that? Semi-structured. Semi-structured means what? The semi-structured data is nothing but basically the data which is kept in the form of a JSON, or it is in the form of a HTML files, or in the form of a XML files. This all comes under what's that? Semi-structured data. And when it comes to the unstructured data, guys, everyone, as you know, the unstructured data is what? basically the unstructured data which does not has any structure, such as the chat history. Okay, you'll have the chat history. That is also unstructured data. And then you have what's that? Chat history, voice notes, photos, videos. This all comes under what? Unstructured data, guys. Okay. So basically, guys, when you work in the real time, 60% of the data you will get it in this format. And whereas, okay, 20% you will get it in this format. That is called as a semi-structured. And next, 20% you will get it in this format mostly. This is the ratio of the data, approximate ratio. It's not the exact ratio, guys. This is the three type of different data we have it: structured, semi-structured, and the unstructured data. Okay. So wherein when it comes to this, the job of a data engineer. So what is the job of a data engineer? So basically, the job of a data engineer starts from what is it? Gathering of the data. That is nothing but what? Conversion of what is that? Unstructured data to what is that? Semi-structured format. And then semi-structured towards that? Structured format. Semi-structured towards that? Structured format. So basically, during this process of conversion of the structured data to the semi-structured and semi-structured to the structured, okay, guys, the data will be recorded in Azure. The data will be recorded in Azure in what is that? Azure storages. It will be recorded in what? It will be stored in the Azure storages. So as we have already discussed yesterday, we have 90 plus storages are there. How many? 90 plus storages are there for the Azure. So what are the 90 plus storages, guys? Those are the first one we can say, guys, is the Azure blob storage, where the blob storage is the very basic storage of the Azure, where it has, guys, it's a very basic storage of Azure, which has what? Which can store any kind of a data. Okay, what is it? Any kind of a data. It can be what's it? Structured or semi-structured. It can be structured, semi-structured, or the unstructured. It can be structured, semi-structured, or the unstructured. It can be any form of the data we can have it. Okay, that is called as what? Azure blob storage. Where there is a drawback here. What is the drawback? You can store, it's a limited storage, not an unlimited storage. It is a limited storage. And this limited storage is nothing but what? Everyone, this limited storage is nothing but what, guys?
500 TB.
Yes, only 500 TB we can store it, not beyond this. Later on, after this Azure blob storage, in advancement of the same, they have introduced the Azure Data Lake Gen 1. Azure Data Lake Gen 1, where they have retired the same. It is retired now. So we not know, actually just for the knowledge purpose, I'm just telling you. So Azure Data Lake Gen 1, it has already retired in June 2024. Okay. Then at the time of retiring this one, they have, prior to this, they have introduced one more storage that is called as what? Azure Data Lake Gen 2. Azure Data Lake Gen 2. And now when it comes to the Azure Data Lake Gen 2, it's a more advanced storage. It's a more advanced storage where it can store all kind of data, that is structured, semi-structured, or the unstructured. Whereas this is called as what? Unlimited storage, guys. It has the capacity of unlimited storage. Whatever the storage you want, unlimitedly we can store it here into the Azure Data Lake Gen 2. Azure Data Lake Gen 2, guys. Wherein after this, we have the next apart from this, guys. And the on-premises environment, we call it as a SQL Server database. But in the cloud, if at all you want to use it, it has renamed or rebranded it as Azure SQL database, guys. Azure SQL database. Azure SQL database. So when it comes to the Azure SQL database, and when we talk about the database, means what? The data should be stored in a proper form. No other form of the data is allowed here. So hence, we can store the structured data. No other kind of data is allowed in the Azure SQL database because it follows the SQL rules. That is nothing but the CORD rules it will follow. Hence, the one of the rule is what? The data should be in a tabular format. So hence, the Azure SQL database can store only the structured data. Now, guys, when the next one, what they have done is, but in the cloud environment or nowadays, we get the data from the live streaming process and it can be in any format. So it can be structured, semi-structured, and which requires to store in some kind of databases. So for that, they have introduced what is Azure Cosmos DB. Azure Cosmos DB, where it has the capacity to store what is that, guys? Two different type of data. So it is called a structured and the semi-structured, but not the unstructured, guys. Why? Because though it is a Azure database, though it is a database, it is called as what? Cosmos DB. Okay. So as it is a Cosmos DB, where it can store the structure and semi-structure, that means we can store the data in the form of either a table. Yes, guys, we can store the data in the form of what's it? Either we can store the data in the form of a table, or else the data which you already have in the form of what is it? JSON. Then we have the XML file. All this kind of a data we can store it here in the Azure Cosmos DB, guys. In the Azure Cosmos DB. Okay, which is called as what? That is nothing but which is called as what? The Azure Cosmos DB, where we can store two type of data, structured and the semi-structured. Okay. So then apart from this Cosmos DB, and then we also have the Azure MongoDB. These all are semi-structured databases, guys. These both are called as what? Databases which can store two type of data. What's that? Semi-structured and the structured data. Okay, guys. Semi-structured and the structured data, guys. Where both of them, guys, uses or it is called as what, guys, everyone? It is called as what? NoSQL databases. These are called as what? NoSQL. That means the SQL language is not used here, guys. Okay. SQL language is not used, which is referred as what? NoSQL database. NoSQL databases. That means what? There will be no usage of SQL language. Hence, we can store any kind of semi-structured and the structured data. Then apart from this, guys, even when we talk about the storage, we also have what's that? Azure Synapse Analytics. See, Azure Synapse Analytics earlier, we used to call it as what? Azure Data Warehouse. Azure Data Warehouse. Now, it has rebranded the same and added some more features. And now, the Azure Synapse Analytics includes the following. What is that, guys? It includes the following. What is that? Azure, guys, Azure Data Lake Gen 2 plus. Okay, plus. What is that? Azure Data Lake Gen 2 plus. We also have what is that? These are all the things intact here into the Azure Synapse case. Okay. So Azure Data Lake Gen 2. Then we have what is that? Data integration. Data integration. That is nothing but basically we call it as a ADF. ADF is already included into the Synapse. If we see the Synapse, the whole ADF it itself is added into the same. Then apart from this, plus we also have, what is that, guys? We also have the Power BI here. Power BI added. Plus then we have the next one apart from this. Okay, then apart from this, we also have, what is that? There's Power BI is also added into this Azure Synapse. Okay, Azure Synapse is a type of fully loaded package, guys, where we have almost all everything. Then Azure machine learning plus deep learning. Yes, deep learning, machine learning plus deep learning. Everything is almost all added here, guys. Okay. See, many more are there. Okay, just when we see this, I'll tell you in more detail. So Azure Synapse Analytics, it's an included package. Everything almost all is included here into the Azure Synapse. But it can also be used as a storage. That is called as what? Right now we call it as what? Azure Data Warehouse. What is it? Azure Data Warehouse. Azure Data Warehouse. We also call it as what? Azure Data Warehouse. Then apart from this, guys, the next one is what? We also have the Azure Virtual Machine. Yeah, what's that? Azure Virtual Machine is there. Okay, guys. So Azure Virtual Machine means what? We can use this parallel system. We can install it a parallel virtual machine wherein you can install any kind of a software, guys. We can install what? Any kind of a software we can install into the same, guys. Okay, that is called as what? Azure Virtual Machines. Such as we can use the Azure Virtual Machine for what? For the SQL Server database. We can use the Azure Virtual Machine for file system. Okay. Anything we can use it here for the same. Okay. So these are all the some of the storages, guys. But now when it comes to this starting of the process, so how to initiate and how to see, as I told you that we have 90 plus storages, guys. As we have discussed that we have 90 plus storages. How to see this? To start with the Azure, guys, first of all use azure.com. Use what? Azure.com. So I'm starting up the process now. So user azure.com. I hope everyone is able to see this screen.
Yes.
Okay, so use this azure.com. And then once you are there onto the azure.com, get started with Azure. You have what's that? Get started with Azure. You can use the Azure in two models, guys. What is that? Try Azure for free and pay as you go model. The pay as you go model means from the day one, you have to start paying the same. So try Azure for free means it will give you 1 month of free subscription, guys. 1 month free subscription, wherein you have to just give your details, such as okay, your debit card, credit card details, your mail ID, your address, phone number, etc., etc. It will ask you, and the payment details as well. So you need to have a debit or credit card, guys. Any card you can use it here. It will charge you initially only 2 rupees, and the 2 rupees will be refunded to you. It's completely free, means free for the whole month. So now, guys, I'm starting for the Azure for free. See, once I click, it's coming up to sign up because already I'm signed up here. It's rerouting me. See here, my mail ID is already added here. Can you share? Sign up for pay as you go model. use existing subscription in your account. So I'm using sign up for pay as you go model. Now can you see here guys, everyone? See here. Just check these boxes. I understand everything. Click on next. So once you click on the next, it will give you the payment details where you have to add the payment details, guys. Can you see here? You'll have to add the payment details, and once the payment details is completed, then you will have to use the service usage address. Your address you have to give it, and technical support if any required. Okay, that means you are a data engineer. So hence you can say data engineer basic package is required. Simply you can say sign up. So once you say sign up, guys, it will reroute you back to a page that is called as what portal.azure.com. This page it will come. This is the page where we are going to work right now. Okay, guys, this is a page that is called as portal.azure.com. Okay, so simply first log into the azure.com. Then after filling up the details, it will reroute you to what? Portal.azure.com. Portal.azure.com. So now you have come to this portal.azure.com, guys. Then afterwards, see here, these are all the highlighted services. That means why it is being on the top, because I'm using it very frequently, hence it's appearing on the top. But you wanted to know the details of it, like how many services are there. So click on the more services. Now guys, click on more services. All the services are here, guys. Everyone, can you see here? These are all AI plus machine learning services, Azure machine learning services, AI search, Azure AI service. These are all some of the services we have it. See, these are some analytical services, data factories, data lake. Then we have the, these are some data sheets, Power BI embedded, Azure Synapse, Azure Synapse Analytics. See here, guys, these are all the services we have. There are some databases services where almost all 20 databases are supported here. Azure Cosmos DB is there. Azure database for PostgreSQL. Okay. Azure SQL database hyperscale. Azure Cosmos DB for Mongo vCore based purchasing modalities. Anyways, I'll tell you in detail about this. Okay. Then we have the next one is, okay, Neon serverless Postgres, Oracle database for Azure, SQL virtual machines. These are all the services we have in case. Okay, these are all the services we have it. Many services are there. Some identity services. These are some integration services. Power platform. See, all these are the services, guys. There are some networking services you have it. Then these are some storage services also as well. That's it, guys. So these are all the services we have it. Now, everyone, now we'll start with the first and foremost one service, guys, that is called as what? ADF, Azure Data Factory. So here you can say the data factory. If you could not find any service here, you can just type it here, guys, data factory. See here, data factory is there. So we can start the data factory. Likewise, guys. So here, when we talk about the ADF, guys, that is called as the Azure Data Factory. The Azure Data Factory, everyone, the Azure Data Factory has the components. That means to use the Azure Data Factory, guys, to use the Azure Data Factory, we require to know some components in it. What are those? Basically, we have 7 basic components. How many? 7 basic components. 7 basic components. We have how many? 7 basic components, guys. What are those? The first one I can say, guys. That means if you wanted to learn the ADF, guys, everyone, you must and should know these 7 components. If you know the 7 components, then you know the whole ADF, guys. First one is called as pipeline. And the second component, we call it as what? Linked services. Pipeline, linked service. Then you have data sets. And the fourth one, pipeline, linked service, data sets. Pipeline, linked service, data sets. Okay, guys. Then we have what's that? Pipeline is there, linked services there, data sets is there. Then we have the mapping data flows. Mapping data flows. And the fifth one, we can say activities. And the next one, sixth one, you have it as what, guys? Triggers. And the seventh one, we can say integration runtime. These are all the 7 components is needed here, guys, everyone. These are the 7 components needed here, guys. Okay. So what are those? These are the 7 components we have it, which we require to use the, yes, guys, whenever you wanted to use this, yes, guys, the Azure Data Factory. That is nothing but the full name of this word is Azure Data Factory. I'm writing it Azure Data Factory. Azure Data Factory, guys, ADF. In short, we call it as what? ADF. It's a complete wizard based, guys. It's complete wizard based where you don't require to use any coding, guys. So almost all the coding is zero in this. Okay, you don't need to use any code here, guys. There will be no coding here. The ADB has Azure Databricks has the coding, but ADF does not has any coding. Everything is drag and drop job and wizard based application it is. Okay. So to know this, basically we require to know the following 7 components. What's that? Pipeline, linked service, data sets, mapping data flows, activities, triggers, and integration runtime. That's it, guys. Now, the first one I can say, guys, what is a everyone? What is a pipeline? I'm just writing a one word. That is nothing but explanation for every one. That is for every component. But I'll explain you with an examples also. Don't worry now. So guys, pipeline is nothing but it is used to carry the data from source storage to the target storage. It is used to carry the data from the source storage to the carriage, whether it's something but target services or to the target storage. Then the next one is what? Linked service. What is linked service? Linked service is nothing but, guys, it is used to establish, the relationship between source storage and ADF, target storage and ADF. Okay. Then it is, what is data set? It is a pointer to the it is a pointer, to the physical location of the data set. Physical location of the data set. Then the next one is what? Mapping data flows. These are the actual transformations in ADF. These are the actual transformations in ADF, guys. These are the actual transformations in ADF. Then next one, what is it? You have it, guys. Activities. These are the actions which the user need to perform on the data. That's it. On the source and target data, guys. You can say source and target data. That's it. Triggers. It is used to kickstart pipeline in automated manner as per the time schedules. That's it. Then you have get integration runtime. That is, we call it as what? IR. Okay. Basically, we have the following integration runtime. That means basically we have three types of IRs. What are those, guys? The first one I can say Azure IR. It is used for what? Cloud to cloud data transfer. Cloud to cloud data transfer. Second one. What is the second one? Self-hosted IR. So this is used for what? On-premises to cloud data transfer. And the third one is what, guys? SSIS IR. So what is SSIS IR? It is used to run the on-premise script on the cloud. Okay. So guys, these are all the components we require to use it, guys. Okay. So these are all the components we have it, guys. What is that? Pipeline, linked service, data sets, mapping data flows, activities, triggers, and integration runtime. Okay, guys. So all this I will explain it to you in the next session, guys. This tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll start at 7 a.m. guys. From tomorrow, we'll start the session at 7 a.m. everyone. So make note of the time. So tomorrow onwards, we are going to start at 7 a.m. And we are starting the first component that is called as a ADF, that is Azure Data Factory. We are going to start the practicals on this. Okay, guys. So meanwhile, what you can do is, guys, you can just get registered on azure.com and create your own by using create your own subscription by using the portal.azure.com, guys. And once it is done, guys, then you can go ahead and do the things, guys. That's it. Okay. So practically, we'll just start up. I'll explain you all of them. What is pipeline? Everything. Explanation is not done yet. I'll just tell you the explanation of this in detail tomorrow. What is the pipeline, linked service, data sets, mapping data flows, activities, triggers, and integration runtime. Then we'll see the first practical as well. Okay. So from tomorrow onwards, guys, we are going to start the session at 7 a.m. guys. Okay. So that's it. Any other questions if you have, you can ask me for the day now.
Does we require the scripting knowledge in the Azure data engineering? Does we require the scripting knowledge?
Not really. As I told you, whatever it is needed, I will just cover you up. So for basically ADF, ADS, it's totally this one, menu driven. So you don't require to write any kind of scripts here. But when it comes to ADB, you will have the scripts that I will tell you the easiest method how to make out. So, okay. See, guys, of course, in fact, if you talk technically, of course, many things are needed. But if you keep on learning the things, it will be expanded. So rather than learning all the things at a time and again, okay, getting into the field, rather than that, you can start up the process. Later, you can immediately, you can learn while doing the things. Many things will be, on-job learning, you can do it. That type of automatically things will happen mostly. Okay. So that's the thing. Yeah, the next one. Any questions?
The batch timing regarding.
Yeah, timing is 7 a.m. guys. 7 to 8 will be the standard timing for this. From tomorrow onwards, there will be a change in the link, guys. It will be a paid link from tomorrow onwards. Okay. So 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. That will be standard timings for us. Okay. So timings and 1 hour time every day. And Monday to Friday, you will have the classes. Saturday, Sunday, I don't take the classes mostly. If it is required, then we'll see on Saturday, some Saturdays. Okay. So that's it, guys. Any other questions now?
Sir, when you are doing the experiment, we have to do it with you, or we have to do it after the class, sir?
You can do it parallelly.
Okay, we can do it parallelly with you.
Yeah, parallelly you can do it. No problem.
Okay, sir.
Parallel, because the data, whatever we are going to use, that I will give you, that is, I'll give you the access for all the data, everything. So based on that, guys, you can just do it. That's not a problem.
Okay, sir.
Sir, we will get the recorded videos.
Every day you will get the recorded videos, ma. Every day you will get the recorded videos. And if you want some of the recordings instantly, I can give you my channel. I run my own channel. So you have at the Cloud Innovatives. So this is my YouTube channel, guys. You can see some of the videos uploaded in this. Okay, some class videos are also there. So you can just view that so that you will get a basic idea. Okay, what things we have it at the Cloud Innovatives. I'm just pasting the chat box as well. And if you have any doubt, guys, I'll give you my direct number. This is my direct number. You can call me up as well for any kind of clarifications, everything. Okay. Everyday recording will be given in the Google Drive, guys. We will have the Google Drive access. So this Google Drive is for basically 1 year. Okay. 1 year access will be given to you. Yeah. What's the next one? Any other questions?
Sir, currently I'm working in private cloud on premises.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 2 years experience, but I have to show 1 year experience in data engineering. And are you providing a resume for that?
Resume I'll give you.
And
Experience you have to manage by yourself. Resumes and all I'll give you. Okay. Resumes, resume planning, everything else, samples, CVs I'll give you. That's not a problem. And like if you want to put up some experience, okay, you'll have many consultants in the market.
no, no, I have genuine experience currently working on on-premises cloud, that is private
Okay.
cloud. So I want to show 1 year experience as a data engineer.
Yeah, you can show it.
And
I'll share you the resumes and all. That's not a problem.
and what about the interview questions?
Interview questions, see, I can give you, I have many questions, more than 500 questions I have it, I can give you. But basically, do you think those are some standard procedures which is asked?
No.
Okay, then what's the use of it? I have almost all 500 questions I have. Even in my YouTube channel also, you can see many questions are there. Interview questions are there. But basically, those randomly they may ask. Nowadays, see, they're not asking you the questions, standard questions. They are just focusing on the workflow, what you have done it. They wanted to concentrate and wanted to know more about that rather than asking what is data flow, what is linked service. This, don't you think it's a type of just to iWatch job? Okay, so where if I give you also, that will not be used much. I will give you, I have it many questions I give you. Just for one sake, you can refer it. That's better. But even when you go for an interview practically, scenarios will change. They are not going to follow this. So rather than depending on the FAQs, I suggest everyone basically to concentrate on subject, because whatever the questions they ask you, that will be from the subject only, not beyond the subject. Am I right?
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's
Can
it,
we
guys,
make the
for the
batch
day.
timing on 8 a.m.?
Pardon me.
Can we change the batch timing from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m.?
Huh? Batch?
Batch timing. Can we make the batch timing on 8 a.m. to 9 a.m.?
8 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Yes.
The 7 a.m. to the 8 a.m.
No, I'm asking about 8 a.m. to 9 a.m.
No, actually, already I have a batch at 8.
Okay.
Already I have a batch at 8 o'clock. So, okay, already I have a batch at 8 o'clock. So, basically, 7 is the only convenient time I have. Let us see some time later. If you want, we'll try to shift it out. See, I have since morning 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. I have almost all 5 batches are there. So all of them are in the proper things. So if the things are like that, I'll see what can be done in this. Okay.
Sir, in the interview process, they will be asking us like, do you have an experience in the data engineering? So whether they will be asking us like what projects you have done previously and all. So at that time, how we can define them, or how we have to say them the things? Are we
Mm,
going to do any live project in this, sir?
Live project means the practically all these things, whatever we are using. Okay,
Okay.
that implementation part I'll tell you. Live project means uh, like basically it will not be like the ongoing project. Nobody will show you, but I can show you the
No, I mean, like, if they ask us, like, what was your previous work experience and all, in that, how we have to tackle that
So
question by
basically,
stating that, like, yeah.
mostly they are asking nowadays. Mostly they are asking nowadays. Tell me the difficult task what you have done it. What are the challenges you have faced? So the
Okay.
scenarios what we are going to see, that will be complicated only, not so simple things we are going to see it.
Okay, sir.
Hmm.
Uh, okay.
Sir, like, will whatever we're gonna learn, will it help us with the entry level job or mid level job?
See, basically, you can put up maximum of 3 years experience. You can have it on this.
Okay. So basically mid level job.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you. We'll meet
Thank you.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Tomorrow 7 a.m. Bye bye.